Hello everyone, my name is David Havard. I'm a holistic coach, and today I just want to talk about mental health and how the system is failing people that have got mental health issues. Now, when we look at the mental health, we're looking at a range of different disorders, from schizophrenia to paranoia to PTSD to depression, anxiety, and the list goes on. And a lot of the times we have to go to a doctor and talk to them about our condition, and then they refer us to psychologists, counsellors, hospitals, and then give us some medications, good old medications. Now, the problem is about the system. If this approach was really working, then why is mental health getting worse? And especially in the last couple of years, I know because of COVID and all that, but really, is it really? Or has it just become more noticeable? The fact is, the last couple of years, it's actually gotten worse and it's increased. And it's increased to the point where there isn't enough psychologists, there isn't enough counsellors. Because the problem is, mental health system isn't moving people out of the system. Yeah, occasionally you might get somebody that might do well, recover, great. We've got one more person that's going to live their life. But then we've just had another 10 more replace him. So when you think about it, one, and then you're probably getting 10 or probably more than 10. It's probably 20, maybe 30. Like, it's literally getting worse and worse and worse. So I tried to wonder why this mental health system was broken. So from my point of view, I've seen my own child go through schizophrenia, and I've watched them do nothing. I've watched them in 2.5 years do nothing. And the problem is with this is because they've done nothing, I'm more about intervention. Let's get him recovered. Let's get him to live independently. I don't know how many times I've said that to them. But then I figured out what the problem is. Because they sit there and little system. Let's just tick that little system. Oh, you don't have this, we'll go to the next line. Because someone presents something to them, instead of them thinking out of the box and thinking beyond their little books, they go to their textbooks and say, this is what I learned, because for the last couple 100 years, this is how psychology has been documented. So in a way, you can look at it as a manual to fix a motor or to build a car. You might as well just go to the manual and go, this is how we fix a motor. The problem is, we're not motors. The problem is, we're not cars. We're not machineries. We're not robots. The problem is, they're treating robots because they've forgotten the aspect of human beings. And the fact is that there's 8 billion people in this planet. That's 8 billion separate realities. So when we look at 8 billion separate realities, what are we looking at? Human beings. Now, a doctor won't refer to allied health. Doctor won't refer to a clinical hypnotherapist or a holistic coach or a Reiki master or a healer or all these other holistic alternatives, because those alternatives actually move people forward. Those alternatives are solution-based. So they're looking at helping someone move forward. When I've started the process with NDIS, same thing. I'm watching the same pattern, where my goal is to help people, because you know what I'm doing? I work with human beings. I don't work with robots. That's why I get results. That's why allied health people get results. Because we work with human beings. We don't look at a textbook and say, let's mark it down. Because you are not a textbook. Your anxiety or your depression is different to the person that might be next to you. Different situation, different environment. And when we actually understand the whole system properly and we start treating people, human beings, then the mental health system will start to get better. But it takes one thing for that to happen. It takes for anyone out there who's got mental health issues to stop looking at the main old way of doing things. Because that's really all it is. And start looking at alternative approaches. Start looking at what coaching could do for you. Start looking at what hypnotherapy or Reiki could do for you. Because in the end of the day, when you look outside of the box, you'll find that the recovery is so much better. We can all heal. We're not meant to stay in these conditions. We've got to learn and grow from them. No one is broken. All we need to do is just find a way to get around it. And just say, you know what? Living a life the way you want is better than living a life with mental illness. You just need to find the way and the right approaches. If you like to keep going back to the old way and happy staying where you are, great, do the old way. But if you're someone that actually wants to move forward and get rid of this condition, then start looking at your alternatives. Start looking at the people that treat human beings, because that's what's important. We treat human beings. The biggest problem in today's society, we've forgotten how to be a human. And once we come back to that, and once we know we want to be treated like a human, then magic starts to happen. So some of you might disagree. Some of you might agree. In the end of the day, all I am trying to do is bring awareness. All I'm trying to do is open people's eyes to show you that there is another way, that you can live the life that you want. It's a new year. It's a new beginning. All we have to do is just make a choice. Thanks again for listening to this video, and I look forward to bringing you some more of these videos very soon. And if you want to leave a comment on how you felt about this video, that would be much appreciated. Or if you want to ask me a question, I'm happy to get back to you as well. And I hope everyone has a lovely day, evening or night, wherever you are or whenever you're listening to this video. Thank you. Namaste.